So the Golden Globes just happened. Award season has begun.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where I believe that as you start to kind of go toward this season, it begins with the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes have themselves had a very tumultuous background in terms of sort of what people thought they were. It used to be the American or the Hollywood Foreign Press, and now it's just the sort of the press corps or whatever. It's a slightly different
It's a different way they do the awards.
Right.
Let's talk about those.
Sure, absolutely. So one of the things that what about this?
I like Joe Coy.
A lot of people gave Joe Coy such crap. What did you think?
I see why they gave him crap. I do. But he's such a great comedian. Like, he's really funny. And I feel like either they wrote his stuff or they wrote half of his stuff. And the stuff that he didn't write, I kind of felt like he didn't know how to deliver because they were trying, like the network or whatever. They don't. It just, I feel bad for him because he's a really funny comedian. Yeah. And I don't feel like he got a fair shake at hosting, or were they just completely expecting Ricky Gervais to do it all over like it?
I don't know what people expect, though, because at the end of the day, the Golden Globes has always been a less formal. Yes, it's the ushering in of the award season, but it's way less formal than what everybody would expect from like the Oscars. You know what I mean? Or some of the other, I know that we had, and I do feel like he got a really bad thing.
It's really funny.
I want to take a second and talk about his situation with Taylor Swift. So he made a joke, and the joke was that he was just like, oh yeah, this and that, we have enough cameras to cover, and he cut to Taylor Swift. We've all seen the meme, and it was rough. I felt so bad for him, and I
didn't feel bad for her. I'm okay. So I'm going to preface this. You said I woke up angry that morning when we discussed it. She's probably right. I did.
No, totally.
So Taylor Swift is a wonderful business person. I don't like all of her music, but it's okay. I'm not gonna not like her music's okay. Family back home in Chicago, love their music. What she did with bringing her concerts to the movie theater was amazing, and she did that on her own. Smart, wonderful businesswoman. Mm-hmm. However, she has crossed that line now. She is, like you had stated, she's no longer just in the music industry the minute she put her concert in a theater.
I agree with that.
Now, that was a great thing because if I had a young kid and the price of all these tickets are astronomical. They're just ridiculously expensive to go see a concert these days. So bringing your 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever, to a movie theater where, from what I understand, according to friends and family, it was like being at the concert. They're standing and singing and doing that. That's wonderful.
Same.
Great. She did a great job. However, the minute she pops into the spotlight, she's going to have a camera in her face 24/7. Yes, paparazzi needs to be careful and be respect. I get it. Then she started dating Travis Kelce from Kansas City. We're a football family here.
It's true.
And she got angry about that, being on the screen all the time.
Well, my whole thing with that whole situation was, I'm like, look, if you're going to be okay, hang on. I don't want to get too far off base because my ADD is going to run wild. We're live. I don't get an opportunity much I can't edit here. So real quick, let me go back to what you said a minute ago.
Okay.
Part of what I feel like Taylor Swift did was Taylor Swift joined, she broke down the barrier between the cinematic experience and concerts and distribution and all that stuff and exhibitors. Okay?
And that's what I was trying to say.
Right. And she did all that. She did all of that. And the problem that people seem to not or rather she doesn't seem to understand is you have now entered a different realm. So yes, she got invited to the Golden Globes, but here's the thing. Nobody in that room cares that she's Taylor Swift. Nobody. Everybody, they're all famous on their own, at their own merit, on their own level, in their own way. And so for her to suddenly behave that way, you want to sit here and go, did you forget what room you're in? One of the pundits online was like, read the room, Joe Coy. And I'm like, no.
This was not his problem.
Taylor Swift needed to read the room. And recognize the purpose of the Golden Globes is to have fun, is to joke, it's basically a roast.
Right.
Part of the problem I had with Joe is that he didn't lean into it enough.
Yeah.
There were a lot
of
other...
I think that might have been like the criticism, was that he didn't lean into it like previous hosts did. My issue with the Taylor Swift cut to is, I'm sorry, you are in the spotlight at this moment, and this is just how it has to be.
Right. No, that's fair.
If you can't carry yourself like, I don't know, Robert Downey Jr., Meryl Streep, whoever, John Krasinski, they all know it's fun. They all know, they all lean into their own jokes. And for her not to be able to do that, then honey, don't sit at the table. Congratulations, you went into the movie theaters, but you are not that important where you get to have such an attitude towards the movie and television industry. Okay.
No, absolutely. No, legit. So now let's move off for a second and let's talk a little bit about. So a lot of different awards happen, and believe me, there's plenty of people out there who've covered all the various awards. By all means, look them up, watch them. There was tons of great speeches. I loved Robert Downey Jr.'s speech. I loved Cillian Murphy's speech. I loved all the various speeches that happened. I thought were brilliant. But I want to talk about the Barbie movie winning the first, what they call achievement in cinematic, achievement award or whatever.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So at first people were very much poo-pooing it like, who knows what it means? Who cares what it means? It could be anything. And I feel like that for real. No, Dell just said nothing's more awkward than agreeing to be roasted only to get surly about it afterward.
Yeah. I like that.
Dell, thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate you. And 100% agreed. So you have to remember that when Barbie wins the Cinematic Achievement Award, it means that it's Barbenheimer. It's Barbenheimer. It's the $1 billion mark. It's all the confluence of things that happened in order for that movie to be what it was and to be a cinematic achievement. That's the concept. And so I feel like, what do you think of that? One, what do you think of that as an award? And two,
well, that's my question is that's what Taylor Swift was in, correct? No. She wasn't in that group too?
No.
I thought she was also nominated for that. I could be very wrong.
Oh, yeah, no, she was.
Oh, okay, so she was
that's
nominated.
The only reason, right, I'm sorry.
That's what I meant. No, it's okay, it's okay.
That's the only reason she was even there, yes.
Okay, so that makes sense to me then, why she was so bitter. Because I think, and I don't mean that in a bad way, when Taylor Swift put her stuff out,
right?
I guess Cinematic Achievement Award, it does mean something. Because I think because we did talk about Taylor Swift and now we're talking about Barbie.
Right.
They both were very good in the movie theater. Very good in the movie theater. Money, way it looked, all of it was great. I mean, people were wearing pink to the theater to see Barbie, and people were dressing up as if they were going to a concert to see Taylor Swift. I think it's a good category, actually.
I do too.
I hope it doesn't become one of those, it has to be this, so pinpointed and perfect, like sometimes we see with some award shows. It doesn't have...
Well, one of the things I like that she said that Margot Robbie said was it's an award for the fans. Now, people might argue, well, that's what the MTV Awards are for and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Look, or the People's Choice Awards or whatever. At the end of the day, I believe the issue is Hollywood itself as an institution has not taken enough time to actually say, okay, we're going to support movies of a certain that are big budget, that are whatever. They try to act like those are just those big budget cartoony whatevers. And then the truth is, it's like, no, dude, this is part of movies.
Right.
That's a reason why you've got, Martin Scorsese talking trash about what's not cinema, what is cinema. Look, these movies exist. They're here. They're part of the culture. Mm-hmm. And the culture defines cinema, not the artists. And I love that. Trust me. I'm a filmmaker myself. Okay. We made pilots and stuff and all that. So at the end of the day, my big thing is it's a good cinematic achievement award. And I think it needs to be reflected as such. There you go. Now you know, and knowing's half the battle. You're halfway to being a know-it-all yourself. So comment below. Tell me what you thought about the Barbie, specifically Barbie winning the Cinematic Achievement Award. Also, what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift and some of her behavior? Or of course, tell us what you thought of Joe Coy. Please be polite. My poor man's just been eviscerated as it is.